Hey, what's up, YouTubers? A quick unboxing and a setup. Just a look, not really a setup, but a look at my my quadcopter I'm building. Q-Brain, Hobbywing Quattro. I got in my satellite, my Spektum AR. Let's see if I zoom in a little bit, you guys could read it. The AR6200 satellite and receiver. I got that. The Q-Brain comes with the throttle hub for you to balance your motors and your ESC. That way they don't spool up off sequence. Something like if you guys are not really into it, but you've been kind of messing around with the small Proto X's, how you got to basically, as it blinks and you turn it on, it binds to the controller and it balances itself. But if it goes off balance, you have to do the tap 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 to the left, tap tap to the right, and then balance it in the middle, and then reset it and push. You know how to reset it. So basically those commands give all four motors the same command to start up at the same time, and from there they'll lift evenly in the air. And only thing that you have to do now is to either steer it back, forward, in a circle, whatever tricks you want to do. That's what that balancing means, basically. That you won't have one start. If it doesn't do that and it starts off balance, you could flip yourself, or if you're doing any maneuvers, you might have more RPMs in one motor than the other one, and you could either damage your ESC. You could do multiple things could happen without drawing conclusions of what could happen. But we just want it balanced, all right? I have my Blade SR remote. For some reason, I have no problems. It flies my Blade SR. It is a DSM. It is also a DSM-2 transmitter. So it is compatible with Spektum receivers all the way. And basically what I'm saying to myself is, I'm thinking about it. To me, this looked like a lot like the old DX5, broken down in its most simplest form, to be sold as basically as a giveaway with a ready-to-fly airplane or helicopter kit. But it's the most basic, one of the most basics you can find. But for me, it has no problem. I don't have no problem with it. I have my Channel 5 controller, I have my adjusters, my trims, everything on this side. I have my bind, and the DS6s come with that bind button now, but it's all in one in the train on this. So it's like the DX5 and some of the Spektrums. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you think I'm saying anything wrong, leave a comment. I can correct myself. It's never, in this hobby, never too late to learn or correct yourself. That way you don't pass on the wrong information to others. But this is one of my first builds. That's why I left that statement the way it is. But it's coming together. There we go. There's the X frame, or some people call it the plus frame, X frame. I rather the black and back and the front, so you know it's also for my orientation. And I've been killing myself. I wanted to find my mini camera. I had it for surveillance before, but I finally found it. So it's not a zoom lens. I changed it out actually. The old lens that was on this belongs to a Boscom bullet camera, and I had used it before with this old video module, and it increased my vision. It cleared it up, and it brought in the picture closer. It's not a zoom, but it cleaned it up a lot. So with the lenses, it's a difference in manufacturing, but basically all the components to see the pictures basically the same, unless it's an HD camera or a zoom feature, auto zoom, or night vision. They basically have all the same components in the back of them. Take the lens, the iris converts into a picture in the back of a glass chip that converts it into a spectrum prisms, or no long explanations. Circuit board comes back as a picture. I changed my lens, so I'm thinking about it. I might buy not a zoom lens, but a wide angle lens and put it on, since I'm realizing that they're getting all of us for the money. Yeah, something like Crazy Eddie back in days. All who knows that about Crazy Eddie back in days and the Wiz. It'd be the same product, just change the knob, and we'll make you spend for it. Well, I love being a hobbyist. We make things ourselves and figure things out. engineering 101, and the more you get into it, you're a self-taught engineer, electrical engineer, builder, whatever you want to call yourself, all in one. Cumulative knowledge goes into one area. Well, that's it. My camera's going to mount it here. I told you guys already that I chopped off my body off my AR drone. That way I could have it rest on top. So it looks something like this. Hard shell. I was thinking about using it for the bottom. And then put this one on top. But I'm gonna have two shells, day flying and a little night flying action going on, where you don't really want to be seen. It looks kind of cool. I like it. I have no complaints. And nose guard. In this one I turned it around. That way if it hits forward, it could protect the camera. And also it's like this little scoop from the glare from the sun. It'll keep the sun away. They don't have that white out spots if you're flying, you know. So this is my build. These are the few things I've done for myself to kind of be prepared that when the build is finished, so I can have everything together. I have a hardtop canopy, too, self-made. I actually jacked them, but you know, retrofitted them to fit on the top. I'm not trying to build it too high to have that dome lunchbox or lunch pail or sandbox look on top. I hate that. Kind of be a little, you know, try to neat it up. The hobby store, the hobby company that bought it from eBay, is sending me some extra plates, and from the size of the ESC and the size of the receiver, they're not that big. They're thick. They actually fit right between them. So right between here, they fit in there nice and snug, loose, not too tight. Zip tie, a little 3M adhesive bonding tape will keep them in position properly. I'm also thinking of putting a small fan under the bottom, so that way it could vent itself as it spins. I'm trying to save all my components as long as they could last under extreme conditions if it gets to that with the heat. But also keep it lightweight at the same time. But with the extra plates I'm having, it'll give me like a shelf space where I could slip these units in and at the same time keep them from being exposed. If they do drop or hit hard, they could be protected in the process. But at the same time, just add like a little more inches, not too thick but not too wide. I hate to see these towering these lunch boxes on top. I know it flies and does what it has to do, but drag and being a skeleton and you have these open components in you, it's a lot of drag. Exposure to any kind of moisture in the air, drag. Then you have the buckets on top, and they're like the old-fashioned cone heads. I know you us guys like UFOs and sci-fi, but cut that garbage out, man. It looks like a friggin' UFO with propellers on it. How they used to draw them back in days, these top hats and these rims. Except for we got propellers in ours. Don't do that. Make them neat. Get a shell. If not, improvise. Let's one of us start making shells that fit over these type of helicopters, the X525. Let's try to orientate our setups a little better. That way they don't look too jumbly and spaced on top. You know, come on, man. If we did it as a hobby, and DJI Phantom kind of neated up and put in a little box, and it has all the same components without interference, why we can't do it? And we're the ones they followed. So on that note, hobbyists, this is my little setup. That's my little note, my little thoughts and comments on what's going on and what I'm doing right now. If you have any comments, and these aren't the ones for it, this is just a mock, just to see orientation, how the blades will spin when it comes on with the ESC. But any comments, any likes, leave them. All right, for all my followers, my subscribers, check out the video, look at it. What's up? All right. Wesley 34305. That's my first channel. My second channel, Wesley 30534. If you don't get it, just flip it around. Wesley 34305 or Wesley 30534. It doesn't matter. You'll get me, and they'll link to each other page. They'll bring back up one another. Or I'm going to change my name, and because I'm into this so much right now, I'm going to put up a name as Creative Hobbies. So that's my new registered name, Creative Hobbies. I'm just waiting to put it up. I already registered it as a trademark name. So this is me, Creative Hobbies. Indulge your mind, imagine, do. Necessity is the mother of invention. Remember that. If we didn't need it, we wouldn't invent it. Alright? Later, guys. Remember the motto. My motto. Creative RCs. Necessity is the mother of invention. Later. Have fun, YouTubers.